How's it going, everybody? It's AfroDJMac, and I'm here to show you a really cool plugin called Movement by Output. I'm not a big third-party VST guy. I like to stick to the things that are inside of Ableton Live, because I think you can do a lot of what's possible in many third-party plugins using just live products, but Movement is a little different. So right now I've got a beat playing. It's using my analog drums, which are a whole bunch of drum samples run through the filter of a Moog synthesizer. And I've got an operator right here. And it's just a plain, simple sine wave. Nothing special about this at all. Really pure signal. And I've got an instance of movement. I just want to show you some of the presets to see what you can get with this. So check it out. Turn it on. And I get all this like really interesting movement going on for my sound. And right away, a simple sine wave suddenly becomes this like kind of spooky, like interesting, mysterious sound. I'll switch to the next one. You hear some really interesting movement in the filtering and the harmonics even. So I'm turning some of these on and off just so you can kind of get an idea of what happens. Let's listen to some more. Now I want you to notice this like kind of like moving volume automation. You can see it happening here, but it's also changing with the rhythm. So the LFO is being affected by another LFO. This gives us these like interesting crunchy sounds, which is kind of like almost like a percussion element happening now on my track by just adding on this plugin. Play with the balance of these by moving our XY controller. Like it right there is very nice. So I guess the reason I wanted to show you this is that this particular VST is really allowing you to get some really cool modulation on your sounds right out of the gate. You know, it's a nice way to get inspiration going, and just this kind of basic chord progression to me now sounds a lot more interesting and inspiring, so that I feel kind of motivated to move on, to add to it and develop this track a little bit. A nice pulse there, kind of subtle but nice. And you can hear too, you can really start doing some of the like more odd and unusual things. It sounds like there's something playing percussion now on this track. I might take that distortion off. To me that sounds really nice. Very cool. So I think it's worth checking out Movement by Output. It's kind of one of these plugins that came out that changes things up a lot and really allows you to get some quick results just by browsing the presets. And of course, I'd encourage you to learn how to program your own patches, which is really not very tough in here. You can simply just add these different effects, maybe one along with the distortion, and then you can start modulating them with the LFOs and everything. And that's really a big part of this, is the LFOs and some of the steps. So check it out. That's a really cool one right there. Again, just a simple sine wave, nothing special. This is the default operator patch. Very cool. Thanks for checking this out, and I hope you enjoy it.